All right. So we're going to do a couple different things here. Do a recap of last session and then a small little retcon because Chris is not with us tonight. He felt it was more important to go party with all of his work friends for Christmas and New Year's. So while he is off partying, his character, Jade, is bleeding to death in the backseat of your car, at least for the moment. Recap of what all happened last session. You guys started off in the basement of the house next door to where you were staying. It was supposedly one of Darren Freeman's houses. And for whatever reason, you guys decided to go check it out and poke around and see what you could find over there. When we picked last session off, it was just after Teach got the shit kicked out of him by these three scaly, yellow-looking reptile-type people in yellowish-colored robes. I don't remember exactly who took them out or how we went from there. I believe it was Jade ended up laying bullets into him. Further down the hallway, though, we had Socket, who opened up the doorway into a separate room. Once you guys got rid of those scaly people and patched Teach up the best you could, you guys headed down there and opened up into a large circular sort of room. Had a big bowl depression in the center of it. And the ceiling was done up like a constellation or like the night sky is. Nobody was able to pick out exactly what constellations and what galaxy or what it referred to. Looked familiar to a few of you. Somebody was able to figure out that it did lead to the Putria constellation, though. Other than that, the whole place was painted just like a dark black, chalky sort of color. What else is here? You found cubes and incense and different things on the table that was in the room. It looked like a sort of ritualistic sort of setup. And it had books called The Spawn of Ages and The Children of Oz. It also had a notes, which I don't have right here on my desk, but I will post that back into the chat later. But it looked like somebody who was contacting whoever's house this is. You assume it's Darren or whoever, but that they were happy for his help and were waiting for him to move on to the next step of whatever it is they were planning. You guys dug around a little bit, ended up finding that there was a hole in the floor that led down to a chamber below, 2 chambers below, technically. And Jade and Resh, you guys headed down the hole into the first room where there was 4 cryo chambers and 4 med bay type chamber things. Teach upstairs, you messed around with some of the computers and stuff. You could see that all the lines were running down to that room and that they were all active. And they were all being powered by that nuclear core type thing that was in the furnace system in the other room. When you got down there, Jade noticed it first, and then Resh came down behind her and noticed it, but they were all looked to be clones of Resh. The 4 cryo chambers had fully developed forms of himself in them for different amounts of days. The med bay tanks had different stages of creation of the people, and one was more skeletal, one started to look like it had meat coming out of the bones. The oldest or the longest one in the tank was almost complete, save for different pieces of flesh and skin and stuff like that. They went to go down further into the chamber, but it just ended in water that was at the base of the ladder. You guys tripped basically a trap that started to cause the room upstairs to begin spinning. And it was sort of like a screw digging deeper and deeper into the earth. So the water that was below started to rise up. Jade and Resh, you guys blew out the tanks and killed all of the Resh clone thingies that were down there. You putting a bullet in each one's head as you went down the line. And then took off back upstairs as the room started spinning faster and digging deeper. Socket was able to figure out the timing of it a little bit, jumped through the chance that he got, and ran down to try and put an end to this thing spinning and doing its whatever it was doing. Jade tried to make the jump and completely botched her roll, severing one of her legs off. So she ended up laying in the hallway outside. As Socket, you took care of that nuclear core thing or tried to stop this room from spinning. Socket, you also noticed a man that was in the hallway as soon as you jumped out, and he looked at you for a brief moment before taking off up the stairway. So quick thinking, Socket, you were able to get that room to stop spinning. Everybody was able to get out. You were able to grab Jade and head off out of this room. Headed up upstairs. Let's see. Teach, you were able to hack into the system, get a little bit of information, odds and ends, and then you basically set off like a self-destruct sort of type thing. Everybody was able to escape as this whole house just went up in a bright blue flame and was pretty much obliterated as you were leaving. From there, you guys got back over to your house, got into your car, and took off to get out of there before people started showing up and pinning this all on you. Back and forth trying to think of what happened, and then you guys decided to go talk to Dee, which Jade had her address. There was Henry Borg had set her up in a bunker system on the outside of the docks. He also sent her mom, Janet, off planet. And we'll kind of retcon right there. And at the end of last game, we mentioned where Jade was going to use one of her resource points to get a contact of somebody who was able to set her up with a prosthetic leg or a cyber leg or something like that. So we'll sort of do a retcon. She's going to use her point and just say that you guys dropped her off at wherever her contact is. You know that it's going to be a good chunk of time for her to be able to have this leg rebuilt and usable. She mentioned that she will meet back up with you because she knew you guys were headed to Dee's bunker anyways. And so you left her to get her new leg and not die and bleed out. So that would be the end of last session as you guys are pulling up to the bunker that you knew Jade was in. It's sort of back in a darkened sort of alley, just like your typical docks are in movies and such like that. So they're mostly dark with a few lamps here and there shining the light down. And as you pulled up outside of where Dee's bunker is, you could see Janet standing outside of her bunker, and it looked like she was doing something with her watch. And I believe that pretty much sums everything up, unless anybody wishes to add anything. All right.
I think we're good.
Alrighty. So with that, like I said, Jade is off getting a new leg. She will come back next session. And I'll turn it over to you guys as you pull up in this big-ass beat-up car that you've been driving around. You are a good 50 feet away. I'm sure you're trying to be inconspicuous as you pull up through these docks and whatnot. And you can see Dee's bunker in the distance, or at least what you assume to be the address and the number label given to you. Outside of this, you can see Janet standing. It basically looks like a semi-truck, the back end of it, like the long cargo box, but they're laying on the ground. But in front of it, where the door is, you can see Janet standing there. The light sort of cascades down around her a little bit. You can't see the features real good or whatever. You can definitely tell it's her, and it's more of a silhouette sort of image as she stands under this light. But she's definitely doing something on her comms pad that's on her wrist. You can't hear her. She's not talking or anything. Looks like she's typing something in or doing something with it.
Hey, guys. Are we sure that's a real Janet? And not one of them other Janets? We've been seeing an awful lot of her, more so than I think anybody should be seeing. Like, do we know any secret information we could ask her, like a passcode or something, just to make sure it's a real Janet? Because I got nothing other than like taking off one of her arms and seeing if she's legal. And that is what if she's the right one?
No, I mean the first Janet we met, we don't even have evidence that she was the actual Janet, do we?
Not that I know of.
Well, shit.
Like, hey, Teach, do you know any like different little facts about her daughter, about Dee, that maybe or not? Yeah. Any facts that maybe she might know that maybe a robot won't know, or a clone bot, or whatever these things is being.
I mean, I'm sure I would know something, but that means getting close enough to ask her.
Oh yeah, that's the part I was worried about.
I do have a pretty decent carbine that I am pretty inclined to keep focused on her. So I mean, if we want to go have a chat and anything suspicious, I can just unload on her. And I got a range of 500 feet on this thing.
Well, I definitely feel a lot better about that now. All right, so I guess maybe we should go on up there.
She'll look up, sort of scan the area around. I imagine you probably would have shut the car down and the lights off and whatnot. You can see she looks around almost as if making sure nobody's watching or anything like that. And then she'll reach up and slam on the outside of this container once, twice, and a third time. It just echoes through these docks. This clang sound echoes a few times. And then she just stands there waiting, looking around sort of nervously.
All right, I guess now's as good a time as any. All right. Yeah, I'm psyched. I can do this. I'm psyched up for this. All right. And I guess Socket will open a door, kind of check his revolver, make sure it's nice and loose just in case, and start slowly making his way forward, kind of glancing back at the other guys.
I'm gonna lean back. I don't want Janet to even see I'm there. I'm gonna kind of motion for Teach to go out. I mean, Socket's looking back at us, makes it look like at least someone's here. So get out. I'm just my eye on her.
Okay.
I have some armor-piercing bolts. I think I'm gonna use those just to be safe, since she's all Terminator on us.
And through the comm unit, you guys hear Socket. Oh, come on, guys! You ain't gonna make me walk up there alone, right?
Got a bad feeling about this.
So
All right, time to go be a hero.
Yeah, I'll shuffle walk him.
Hero time, Teach. And plus Resh, he got that dead eye. He'll be able to pop some shot. The code, if we're in trouble, will be me screaming. Just so we're on all that.
Are you headed up as well, Teach?
Yeah, he'll shuffle after.
It don't sound so eager.
Yep.
Are you trying to do it out in the open, or are you more sneaking up on her? I guess you would be in the lead, Socket.
I would be middle, trying to keep the in case Rush needs to start opening fire.
Right.
Kind of ducked into the shadows somewhere. I'd like to stay out in the open so that he can see me and not shoot me.
All right. So as you step out of the car, close these doors and stuff, you see her ears snap, or her head step up, as she sort of listens and looks around. At first, she doesn't notice you with all of these cargo bays and the lighting, shadows. As she starts to move forward, though, you can see she quickly looks around, looks over at where you're coming from, Socket, behind you, Teach. And she'll stand very stiff for a moment. You can see her hand twitch as she reaches down into her purse, and she pulls out a small revolver, just a basic hand pistol, a very small one at that. She holds it in her hands. From where you're at, you can see she's visibly shaking, nervous. As she watches both of you start to move forward. As you get within, say, about 30 feet or so, she'll pull it up, both hands on the hold of this gun as she holds it out, quite clearly shaking a little bit. And she'll reach back and slam on the outside of this container once, twice, and then a third time as she points this gun at you. You can see she's, again, starts to talk into this wrist comms that she has, sort of in a panic as she watches.
gonna put both my hands kind of like out in the open. Hey, Janet, why don't you put that gun right down? Like, it's just us. Socket, Teach, you know,
She'll look at
friends
you.
friends of D's. Like don't shoot.
Her eyes narrow a little bit. I don't know you. She'll be looking at you for socket. I've never seen you before. Keep your hands up. Keep your hands up.
Hey, it was just the other day. You made some nice tea. We was talking about D. She was missing.
Says, what do you know about D?
I know we was trying to help find her, and you invited us into your house. And oh Lord, please don't you shoot me.
I
Now
have
you're
no idea
sounding
what
like this.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Do you present yourself, Teach, or do you just stay hidden back?
No, he'll shuffle up out of the shadows around about this point.
When she sees you, she'll have this sort of look of recognition and Teach. I know you. Who is this man? Do you trust him?
Yeah, he's a friend of mine.
Who else is with you?
Well, let's just say we have some security just in case.
Yeah, because you know you might have one of them electric diets, maybe like feeling charged. And then whispering, I don't know how to sneak out if she's a robot or not. Like, do you think we could trick a robot?
No, but I'm hoping we can outrun one.
She keeps the gun raised, more so on you, Sokka. She seems to recognize Teach. She'll be like, "Don't move. Just stay where you are. Stay where you are. Any closer, and I'll shoot."
Yeah, I've been shot enough lately. I'm not looking too kindly to having that happen again.
How do I know you're not one of the yellow suits?
How
Because
do we
I'm
know you're
just
not a robot?
That's an important question.
So, what do you mean a robot?
Well, let's put it this way. You've tried to kill us at least on 3 occasions now?
Said I was just brought into port this morning. I've been with Henry most of the day.
Nah.
Trying to figure out where D is.
Yeah, like yesterday, we shot like 20 of you. But it wasn't you. Like, please don't shoot me. But like, it was not you. It was other yous. It was like robots. And the other day, you had to.
And she'll shake her gun over. She says, "Don't move," I said.
Okay, I'm not moving nowhere. I'm just a mechanic.
She'll look around. You can see she's trying to see who else she might have. She kind of peers into the shadows and looks around a little bit. Behind her, you can hear this heavy clang sound from the doors behind her. And then it sounds, steel on steel as this hatch on the side of this thing opens up just a little bit. Just enough for somebody to peek out of. And then it slams shut again. She'll look over her shoulder, sort of in a panic, and then start just pounding on the side of this container. The whole sound just echoes through these docks.
I'm going to start looking around. Just don't make too much noise, because, like, them robots, I'm sure they got real good sensors.
It's just, what is this about robots? I have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, they're not as scary as the big monsters. I think that's them yellow folks you talking about.
Monsters?
I don't know, they was like lizards or something. Like, I sound crazy even just saying it. But I ain't never seen nothing scary like that.
Teach, what are these people that you are hanging out with? I think you need to make some better decisions.
It's not as crazy as it sounds.
Since you're speaking of me as if I've been here, you're speaking of robots and of lizard monsters.
Okay, here's what happened. We got into port, and, well, essentially, You approached us to find Dee, who is missing.
She says, I haven't even been here until this morning.
That's what we're saying.
So you're saying that someone else is me?
It's been
not someone else, something else.
Yeah, that's the better ticket. Yeah, you know, if I saw a person that looked like me talk about that crazy shit, I would think they had wires all mixed and mangled up, trying to run back through some piping that just don't have no process for wires. But I promise you, it's a straight shot.
She'll back herself up to the side of this tanker. Just sort of backs up against it, still holding her gun out, sort of in your direction, Saga. But she starts to lower it a little bit as if she's trying to understand all of this that you're doing. Back in the car, Resh, you can see they're talking, probably hear a little bit as well. And as you're watching all this, you see something out of the left corner of your eye, just a quick shadow that moves between a couple bunkers. Another one that's on top of the bunkers, moving across them quite quickly in their direction. Looks like human-sized people, two of them, one on the ground, one on top of the bunkers, and then they're quickly out of sight again.
Look, ma'am, all I could tell you. Oh, oops, sorry, my bad.
Oh no, I'm not going to say. I don't want to give away my presence yet. I'm just going to keep a really close eye out, watch as closely as I can. But yeah, just to keep my focus on Janet and not give away my position.
Give me a strategy plus brains roll.
Okay. Strategies, no points, and brains. Okay. And nothing.
All right. Yeah, can't tell exactly what it is they're doing or where they're headed, but they're in the general direction of where everybody is, but who or what or anything like that, you're not quite sure. Just that brief flitter of movement that you noticed. Back on the other side, Socket, you can see she's looking around. Her face, just an absolute confusion at the moment. And she'll look at Teach and you. So how do I know you're not one of the yellows who's just trying to take me like you already did? Said I've already gotten away once. I'll do it again.
Well,
I can tell you. And we ain't none of them Necrovite, Creodine, Slime, Industry, Apex Biocorp suckers, Wilson Digital. Like, we don't got none of that. Like, we just trying to help find your girl, and there's just crazy shit happening. You wouldn't even believe.
But we would. Oh, sorry, Joe.
Oh, no, go ahead.
Sorry, there's some lag going on there. You've spoken to Henry Borg?
Yeah, what's it to you?
You trust him?
He got me out of the cell and to here.
Because he's been helping us, and we've been helping him. Would he trust one of these yellow suits? Would he do his research and be thorough?
Suppose that's feasible. She says, so why are you here then?
Well, this was the safe house. This is where we were supposed to go.
Well, why here? Well, what's here that
because it was
you're looking for? Did Henry send you
Dee's
here?
bunker. We kind of blew up the last place.
When you mention if it's Dee's bunker, she'll lift her gun back up towards you, Gunsocket.
Oh man,
And
see, Teach, why you even let me talk, Teach? I'm gonna get myself shot.
see, she clicks back the hammer on this thing. If you both know Henry Borg, why don't you tell me a joke?
Oh, not one of them jokes. I don't think I could, like, look at me. I'm beat up and bleeding already. If I had to hear another one of those damn jokes, I might just kick over right now.
Just smile. Yeah, they get old awfully quick, don't they? I suggest if you have anybody else with you, you get them in a hurry and we get in here. This says, if I'm correct, then this should be. If she gets ready to speak, both Socket and Teach, you'll see this dark shadow just jut from the corner, sort of off to the northeast of where you're at, and run across. Looks like a fairly small man, like maybe 5 feet at most, just impossibly fast running across the ground. He grabs a hold of her and tackles her to the ground. Both of you give me I'm going to say search plus gut feeling, please.
Oh, shit.
Shit, indeed.
Ooh. Oh, this could be fun. Nope, just 2.
Also 2.
Oh, geez. All right. Well, in that case, another one will quickly from up above just leap down off of one of these bunkers and drop right in front of both of you as you're standing there. You can see in one hand he holds this long, almost looks like a blue baton, just crackling with energy. And he'll hold it up sort of in front of both of you. You can feel the electricity just radiating off this thing. He seems to hold it with no problem. What exactly he is, you're not sure. It looks humanoid, but only about, again, 5 feet or so. Completely dressed in black, save for these 2 yellowish-like eyes that seem to almost glow in the light, stare back at you. Across the way, you can see this other one has Janet down on the ground, quickly pulling her hands behind her back and trying to bind her back up. She'll just begin screaming like crazy. What do you guys do?
Do I have a clear line of sight to the one that's in front of Teach and Socket?
They'd be in front of him, so not really, no. You'd have a clear line of sight on the one that's on Janet, though. You could certainly shoot at the one that's in front of them. You're just going to risk trying to pinpoint it between them, basically.
Right. I would definitely call out over the comm, "Hey, Rush, it's hallelujah time!" And then drop to a knee and basically take cover for the action type.
Say, I'm going to yell for them to get down and then just get ready to shoot the second they're out of the way.
All right. Or Socket, Teach. All right, well, in that case, let's enter initiative. So, Teach, what are you going to do?
Well, if I hear that come across the comms unit, I am going to, what's the move called?
Hit the deck.
Hit the deck, yes.
All right. Socket, what are you going to do?
I'm doing the evasive, but jumping kind of towards them off to the side. It's like taking cover, but trying to advance.
That would be on the defensive, basically, then. So
Closer to dress.
So you're going to basically go on the defensive. All right, and Resh, you taking a shot?
Yeah.
All right, these things go there. All right, so Resh, you are up first. Let's see what the armor is on these guys. Armor is 3, so just minus 3 dice, and then you'd have shooting plus attention.
Oh, I can't find my original book. Do you know what the effect of the armor-piercing bullets is?
Ooh, I should. I think I should have had those written down.
Let's see. just had that page open too. Let's see. Armor piercing. Constant target armor rating as if the target has -3. If the rating is 3 or less. So it's going to take it down to. Actually, it's going to wipe out its armor. So no penalty then.
Sweet. And that's attention plus shooting. And then I can't remember how to do the. Because the rate of fire for the carbine is 3/B/A.
Oh, so it has burst and auto. So it holds 3 things plus burst. You don't need the burst and autos more for just spraying in an area. If you're taking that point shot, it would just be your basic attack.
Okay. Sounds good. So that is, my gosh, that's reaction plus.
Shooting plus attention.
Plus attention. Okay. Give me 8. 2 successes.
All right.
Damages 5 and 3.
5, so 8 total then.
Oh, and 8's explode because this is a special skill line, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, no, nothing.
Worth a shot. That's okay because 8 is more than enough. As both of you hit the deck, you can see this guy's head just explode. This echoing blast coming from behind you that you know where you parked. Quite obvious that it was Resh. Saka, are you... Well, unless you're planning on changing anything, you're still hitting the deck. Well, taking evasive anyway.
Yeah, or for me, or the on the defensive action. Yeah, still doing the same.
So as you sort of jump forward, roll behind one of these large barrels off to the side, up ahead teaches you get ready to dive for cover as well. You can see this other man that has Janet. Looks like he quickly binds her hands behind her back and just stands up and drags her to her feet and starts to move away, dragging her behind him. And Teach, that puts you up.
I've hit the deck. I can still draw a weapon, even though I've hit the deck, yeah?
Yeah, that's fine. Yep.
Yep, so that's what I'll do this turn. I'll drop and make a mad scramble for my gun.
As you roll behind a few large crates and odds and ends, you can hear the running footsteps of this person that has Janet. Her just screaming at the moment as she gets dragged away. He's not doing it quite nicely or anything. He's just dragging her from the back over. She has this cuss behind her, risking, ripping her socket or her arms out of the socket as he pulls her along. You can hear the clank, clank, clank of inside this bunker, and then the steel on steel grating as this door opens up once again. That puts it to the new round. So Teach, you guys can still see this person. He's running away from you, so he's probably within about 50 feet or so, but he is moving, so there's a slight penalty if you're going to shoot at him. In that case, Teach, what do you do?
Well, it's an action to stand up, I believe.
To get out of cover, it would be.
Alright, but I can take a shot from where I am, is what you're saying?
Yeah, totally.
Let's do it.
Okay, basically you would just move on to the defensive. It means that way you don't get a negative, but you're still behind it. So you're going to go on the defensive, and then you'll be able to take a shot too. In a shot. Socket, what do you plan to do?
Pulling out my revolver and taking a shot at that guy running away with her.
Alrighty. And Rush, what do you plan to do? From where you are, you can see these person moving away with her as well.
Yeah, I'm just going to fire at the guy who's pulling her away.
Alright. So you would be up first then. Let's see. He's moving, so there's a slight... Let's see. Shooting the running target, so you have -2 dice to shoot him.
Okay.
Then armor piercings doesn't matter, so his armor class or his armor won't make a difference. So just whatever it normal would be, -2 dice.
Okay. Oh, that's 2 So 2 hits.
2. And that would be 8 damage as well. Go ahead and describe what you do to this guy, because that will take him out.
All right, so one guy just dropped, and I hear just kind of screaming out to the side. Military training instincts kick in. I just glance right over, just get the rifle right on my quick burst, just quick, fluid, effortless motion. Drops down. I'm just feeling like this total badass, so I just kind of lower my gun down and trying to look as cool as I can right now. Feeling good about myself.
Both of you guys see as this guy just drops to the ground. Janet tumbles forward a little bit. You can see she's struggling, trying to get out of her binds. We're going around on the ground like a worm almost. Teach and Saka, from where you guys are, you can see the side hatch of this large crate tanker thingy where Dee's supposed to be. The side hinges open up, and you see a girl step out. She's maybe 5'2", 5'3", long red hair that's pulled back into her braids on the back of her head. She holds a simple pistol in one hand, but it's glowing with this bright blue tip on it. And she'll look around, seeing her mom or Janet on the ground up above. She'll lift her gun, point at it, directly hit this at Janet on the ground. But she seems to be hesitating, unsure of what she's going to do. That would be out of initiative, so you guys can do whatever.
Don't shoot at her yet. Then I'm going to run over to help possible Janet up.
Yeah, I'll be following right behind you on your heels.
Get over there. You can see she's roughed up a little. He gave her a couple good clocks to the jaw and bound her hands behind her back, but you can get her back to her feet fairly quickly and loosen these things. Her gun is still on the ground over where she was originally. This guy that has a nice big hole in his chest by now looks exactly the same as the other. A little bit over 5 feet, just dressed in black, like a ninja outfit almost, with these bright yellow eyes.
Well, I'm going to pick up that.
Go ahead. Second.
Oh, okay. Who do y'all figure this is? And I'm going to try and pull the mask off and look at the face of the short dead fellow.
Other than that, it looks like a young man, maybe in his later teens or so. But his skin is really, really jaundiced, pulled sort of tight, looks very famished, dehydrated, lips are really parched. Eyes are much larger than what they would be. It's almost as if like the eyelids have been removed or his eyes are bugged out a little bit. Very reptilian looking eyes, bright yellow, have these black slits for pupils.
Oh, hell, this is one of them things. And I'm going to drop it back kind of. Janet, you may want to go get your gun.
She'll not turn and see Dee standing there. Teach, you would recognize Dee as well. She simply holds these guns out. Her eyes will snap back and forth between Teach, Saka, Janet, off into the distance where Rush would be. She probably can't really see you or anything, but she definitely looks in that direction. And her gun just kind of goes between all of them as she looks back and forth. Teach? Is that you?
It's me.
Prove it.
I'm trying to desperately think of a way to do this. Yeah, shit. Do you remember the Snyder job?
What about it?
Do you remember pressing the wrong button and setting off the sprinklers?
No, I remember you pressing the wrong button and setting off the sprinklers.
I mean, now we're just getting into semantics.
Says, who are these people with you? This is,
Friends of mine.
she'll point at Janet and say, "What about her?"
Yeah, we're not sure on that one.
Janet will look between all of you, and you can see from where you're at, Teach, these tears just pouring down her face. As she looks at Dee, she'll hold her hands up and be like, "Honey, it's me. It's me. I don't know what these other people are talking about. I swear it's me. Just let me come in." She'll start to walk quite slowly towards where Dee is. Dee continues to hold the gun up, though.
Yeah, see, girl, she done seen them robots of you too.
She just completely ignores you, Sokka. She continues to walk forward, putting her hands up. She says, "Dee, it's me. It's me." She'd be like, just 4 weeks ago, it was your birthday. We made a nice meatloaf dinner, chicken salad, and potatoes, and she'll start trying to mention whatever she can to try and convince Dee, who seems to not be having any of this at the moment. Dee will hold her gun up again, take a few steps forward. It seems like she sights it down the line, pointing it directly at Janet. Just don't move another step. Just like, go ahead.
Oh, no. I mean, I've got an idea, but Janet's not going to like it. There is a way we can find out if she's one of these robots or not. I presume that was an electric kind of stun baton.
Yes, it was.
We can zap her.
Oh, see, now that's a much better idea. I was thinking the pinky is kind of useless in the whole broad aspect of things.
It's always good to have a plan B, though.
Yeah, Dee would look over her shoulder towards where both of you are, and then back at Janet. She says, "Don't move," I said. She holds her gun out directly at what would be her mother. See, Janet takes just kind of stop in between, about halfway between where you are and where Dee is. And she'll just drop to her knees and, holding her hands out. She's like, "Please, it's me, Dee. I don't know what else. I don't know what this is about monsters and reptile people and what this is about robots." She says, "Henry just helped me this morning. These people came. They kidnapped me from from this vacation that Henry sent me on. He said I won some sort of lotto. Sent me on this vacation, and they came. They told me something was wrong with you, and then they threw me in the cell." Says, "I have no idea what the hell is going on, but I'm just trying to help you." With that, Dee will drop her gun down, at least partially, as she watches. What do you guys do?
I'll pick up one of those stun baton things and kind of tentatively bring it over and hand it to Dee. I'm not trying nothing funny. Just, I'm hoping I don't get shot right now is all from either of anybody. Here, you use that, I think.
Who are you? I don't think
I'm Sock.
met. Are you a Teach?
Yeah, we've been looking for you for a couple days now.
What do you have with me?
Well, because you're Teach's friend, and folks was asking if Teach could help find you. And there's all kinds of stuff with
wait.
dragons, and there's some...
Wait. Who's been asking to find me? So who did you tell? Who knows you're here? Does anybody know you're here? She'll quickly start backing up. She'll look over to where her mom is on the ground, sort of at you, Teach. Sidestep a little bit into this crate doorway thing. You can see she reaches up, Socket, getting ready to basically slam it shut again and go inside.
Teach, why you let me talk again? Somebody else handle some stuff. I will just confuse everybody.
Look, D, chill. The only person that knows we're here was Henry, because he told us to come here.
Well, then, why are these people here? Where did they come from?
We are also trying to work this out.
Well, you damn well better hurry, because apparently somebody else knows we're here, or you're here.
Hey, Janet, how'd you get out of that place? You said you was in a cell? Did they let you go?
She'll look over. No, Henry, well, I was able to start getting my own way out, but Henry was able to get me out. That's why I stayed with him for most of the morning in hiding, back at his office down on the west side. He gave me the information for this and dropped me off. He didn't dare stick around because he thought somebody was onto him.
Talking about on that data pad. You was plugging something away when we rolled up.
It's just simple GPS. I was checking to see if I had the right bunker.
GPS?
She'll hold it up. You can see that it's, basically just a big scan map of the area with her location bleeping.
Man, that dang old thing right there has been tracking. You know GPS done working both ways. You tracking something else, something could be tracking you because you got to log into a system. Man, that's like basics.
I didn't know. I was just trying to find D. She'll sort of look over at D, just be like, please, let's just get into the bunker. We can talk about this once we're in there.
Grab the smash it.
Oh, you cut out there.
Oh. Am I back?
Yep, I hear you.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab the data pad and smash it.
Yeah, she doesn't stop you. Seems like she realizes what she did. But she'll get back to her feet and start moving slowly forward. D just stands in between. You can see she inches back a little bit. Everybody get in here. We'll deal with it inside. Teach, hurry up. Do you have more friends? Hurry up.
Yeah, I'll get on the comms to Resh. Resh, I think it's safe now. Nice shooting, by the way.
Told you, Resh got the dead eye.
D will keep the door open just enough for anybody to slip through. As her mom moves forward, she points the gun at her for a moment. Looks at you, Socket. Bind her hands back up. And she'll look over, almost sort of the sad look on her face as she looks at her mom. She says, it's just protocol. We have to make sure you're who you are, Mom. It's only going to take moments. We just have to make sure you're who you are. Janet will just nod. She'll even put her hands behind her back for you to bind or whatever you want to do, Socket.
Yeah, I'll run a zip tie.
Run back, grab Rush, and get back over to this bunker. She'll hold the door open long enough for everybody to get in before slamming it shut on the inside. You see there's 3 big deadbolts that she slams on this thing. Inside is sort of a makeshift office. You can see it's probably about 20 feet long, about 10 feet wide, about 10 feet high inside of this cargo hold. It's hot, sweaty, humid, steamy, and smells of sweat and body odor in here. Not the most pleasurable. You can see D's quite sweaty as well. No windows or air conditioning, quite stuffy. At the far end, you can see a whole console setup of computers and data pads and other things that are blipping away. Teach looks like she has a whole bit of a setup otherwise going on. A simple lounge chair is off to one side, a couple blankets and a pillow. And in the back end, on the opposite of where all these computers and everything are, is basically this large canvas with a map of the city that has been tacked up. She'll look around. Welcome to my abode, ladies and gentlemen. If you'll just have a seat here, Mom, we can make this quick.
I like what you've done with the boys. Cozy.
This is, well, not really. She'll look over at you, Socket, and says, can you hold her in the chair for me? Don't be rough. Just hold her down. I can make sure if she's a robot or not. If you can hold her.
Yeah, I do that.
And she'll look over at you, Resh, and what's your name? You're muted, Christian.
I'll just nod and like, I'm Resh.
Says, all right, Resh. You trust him, Teach?
Yeah.
Well, I suggest both you and Socket hold on to her then. If she's one of those false AIs, then she'll quickly overpower both of you. But just a quick check and I can see what it is. You can see Janet just nods. She's like, just anything, just please. I don't know what else to do. Once Resh and Socket, you have a hold of Janet, she'll have you kind of push her forward so she slumps forward a little bit and puts her head down. She'll move her hair, checking for the back of her neck. She'll run a couple fingers down like the spinal area. It seems to be looking it over and looking for something. She'll wave over to you, Teach. She says, look, it's just a simple setup. The neurons that run from the spinal cord to the back of the brain on these AIs are a bit more obvious. Most people have a pale bluish green vein that runs up the spine. She says, look here, and she'll sort of show you what she's talking about. Said all of the AIs, they're running basically think of it like I don't really know what the hell to call it. It's basically like a reddish neuron system that's in the back of the skull. If they're AIs, then this vein here is going to be pumping what's basically like a red seminal fluid. So if it's blue, it's human. If it's red, it's a false AI. Suppose that.
Man, that disc right there sounds like some of them coolant lines into a ghost drive.
And with that, you can see she runs around, sort of pushing Resh and Socket out of the way, and just embraces her mom in this huge hug. Both of them crying for the moment. You see they basically just stand there for several minutes in quiet before she looks back over at you, Teach. Says, so, what the hell is going on? She says, why are you here? Who are these people? And why are you looking for me?
These people are friends of mine. They are part of the crew I joined up with. We were looking for you because we were told you were missing. By what we thought was your mother. I guess someone is looking for you as well and decided to use us to get to you. And then we met Henry, who has also been helping us. He knew when
that
you
man's
were.
got some amazing jokes.
Agree to disagree?
She'll sit down in her chair, pull another seat over for her mom, and basically make you all just stand there as she listens. So exactly how much do you know?
Enough to be worried about what we know.
Says, well, I can't thank you enough, Teach, to at least look out for my behalf. I mean, you always seem like a decent guy, but I wouldn't expect that of you exactly. But that aside, I believe you may have made a bit of a mistake. You've likely put yourself as your friends here in anybody else you've been in contact with the world of hurt. I don't know what else to call it. I'm wanted, and if they ever find me, they'll kill me right along with whoever else is with me or worked with me. So by being here, you've basically been put onto the death wish of, or the death list of Warren.
So who is actually looking for you? Is it them Creodine Industries or in Apex Bio or them Luminatics? There was some other folks too, something about tomorrows and todays. I just know them necro monsters is goddamn terrifying.
As far as those, I have no idea really exactly what they are or you're speaking of. But yes, she'll sit back. Well, put it this way. A few years ago, I woke up one morning. I was going to be headed to work. And then I don't know what happened. And so she'll sort of look over at you, Teach, and says, I don't know. She says, I remember the last time we were together, working on that job. But everything in between, it's like just a missing memory. I get these flashbacks and odds and ends. And sometimes I'll just wake up in the middle of the night and find myself drawing pictures in books or on the walls. To make a long story short, when I came back, when I came back to myself, when I awakened back to who I was, everything was out of sorts. It took a while to get my sorts back together. I was able to get my job back, and I started doing some work. One thing led to another, and I stumbled into what I probably shouldn't have. Creodine, all these other companies, it's all just one big corporation. They've been hired out for military warfare, all sorts of different things. I researched a little too much, found a little bit too much information that I should have, and hit the hit list of Warren. It says, I went into hiding. I was able to get my mom off base out of Freeport, but it looks like she is back. And, well, if you guys found me, then I'm pretty sure anybody can find me. It says, to try and give you the entire story would take all night, but I'm happy to try and help piece things together, and maybe you guys have some answers for me.
Well, we got and he cautiously, or Socket cautiously looks over at Teach. We got a bunch of files from that was all yours. I still get worried closing my eyes about them pictures.
Yes, the same ones that I often find myself drawing, and I have an entire diary back at home of these things. Some of them I was able to digitize and put into the system, and likely exactly what you have. I didn't have time to really grab much when I left, so it's still back at my home with my computer.
Is you working with Dragon? He that fellow with that green skull? Because he's off on a prison ship. If he's somebody important, like, I don't know what's going on with that.
This is no, Dragon's not on a dung ship. Dragon's dead. If he would be so lucky to be on a dung ship, I don't know what they did to him. The rumor is he was arrested and taken out there, but there's no way. We worked together on a bit of a job. He was able to dig up some information for me, just a quick midnight hack, and we were able to break in through a few security systems of Creodine and dig up some information. Needless to say, they were able to trace it. Got a target on his comms, and a couple days later, he was missing. News said that he was on a dung ship, but
how long ago was that? Because I swear, like, Teach, didn't you just like find something or get a message from him or something just the other day?
Somebody using his avatar. reached out to us.
Odds are it was
tried to hack me.
Odds are it was one of the yellow suits. Somebody working at Creodyne, one of their security personnel, or hackers, or
maybe we could use that to our advantage. Because if they think that we don't know that he is dead, then we could treat them like they really are this dragon. Maybe that's a way in to find something new. I don't know. Like, that's got to be some kind of thing.
Says we could potentially backtrace it. Do you still have the message, Teach?
What device was it sent on? Was it the comms?
Yeah.
Yeah. You would still have it then, yeah.
Yeah, we could potentially backtrace it. Take a bit of time. Problem is, just sort of look over where a computer setup is and everything. Says most of it's fried between overheating here and, well, you can see that we don't have much electric going on here. You can see she just has a couple dim lamps. And what little bit of computer powers that she has on, setting off the slices is whatever they're using for the generators down here in the docks. This whole thing went black about 3 days ago. I was able to conserve some energy and move over to the warehouse. I got one of the small cores that I have hooked up here, small enough that they can't trace the electrical output, but since I don't have anything strong enough to get these computers up and running to do so, we would need an entirely new core, probably a clock driver too as well. So, unless you have your whole computer set up with you, Teach, which you probably don't, just your basic things there.
Yep.
We're basically just sitting rats at the moment.
How much juice you need? I might be able to tinker and tweak some stuff together outside to not only make you a better cooling unit to keep everything nice and low-key temperature for your computers, but also have the juice siphon through in a very quiet, discreet way. I'm a mechanic. Like, me and machines, we go together like stuff that goes together.
Just a basic power generator would get us up and running. There's a warehouse 3 blocks over. Unfortunately, part of the Creodyne systems. But it's a whole setup of all different power cores and stuff. Most of everything is offline, but they have other generators and whatnot. I mean, I couldn't get into it, but if it's something that you guys can get into, then we'd be able to get these systems up and running. But I don't know.
My only worry is, are we compromised by being here? If they could trace us.
Odds are they very well traced us already with my mom using the comms. She'll sort of look over, but she really doesn't know any better. She's has no idea what technology is these days. So
yeah.
What did you guys find out about Creodyne?
Oh man, you should have seen this place that we blew up. Well, I guess it blew itself up. But they're making some kind of clone robot alien lizard army.
Talk it from saying too much. I'm going to ask you, what do you know about the work that they've been doing?
When she mentions that, and then you talk her, she'll look over and her eyes widen up a little bit when she looks at you. She's like, I knew that I knew you. She'll be like, wait. And she'll start fidgeting around in a drawer that she pulls out and starts flipping through these pages of a notebook. And she'll look at this picture and then hold it up. And you can see that it's a perfect drawing or, likeness image or whatever of you, Resh. She says, you're everywhere.
What is that?
She says, okay. She'll stop. thinks. It's like, teach. Where did you meet this man?
You were already part of the crew, weren't you?
Yes.
Yeah. So I met him when I joined up with the car.
So she'll look over at you, Saki, and be like, and you, where did you meet him?
Well, we was doing this job, but he was also doing a job, and stuff went sideways, and there was a mutual saving of lives. Like Resh, like he's the really real him. Like that's my boy. Like we've been together for a while here right now.
This is... Can I just have a moment with you, Saka? Just Resh, I understand. Just give me just a minute, and I think I can clear this up for you. Okay, just one moment.
All right.
She'll sort of move to the back area of this and wave you over, Socket. So, all right. I know you don't get the technical lingo and stuff, but think of it like this, right? It's like they made a whole bunch of him, okay? And most of them didn't work out. Some of them just kind of went crazy in the head. Some of them turned to putty. Experiments gone wrong. There was a handful, 14 actually, of this first creation of what I call false AIs. Think of them as clones that are connected to a hive mind. And it's like computers, all of them are on the server, but when you take one of these computers off and you run it by its own systems, it's rogue. It went separate from the rest. That's what these 14 clones did. Originally, there was over 100 of them created. 14 went rogue. I was able to dig up some of these information. There was different ones, different areas. Basically, your man over there is a clone of a man, well, I don't remember his name. I'll have to look it up. It's a clone of another man from quite a long time ago. Every one of them has false memories, false implants, and they think that they're real people, but they're not.
Well, wait. You saying my boy Resh? He ain't my boy Resh?
Says he is, but he's a part of the others as well as he is a clone that went rogue that is no longer connected to the systems. Everything he thinks he knows, thinks he knew his entire childhood, everything is a fabrication. So I don't know how to tell that to him. I don't want him to go crazy. But maybe you know him better than I do to... Or maybe we should just leave it under him.
He's not a... Even if he was some kind of copy, he's a real he. That's a real Resh. He's my friend. Like,
so certainly each one has their own mind, their own opinions, their own thoughts. They're no longer part of the hive. They're no longer one on the same server. But he's maybe 3 years, if that, been alive. So everything that he thinks he knows, everything he's trained, all of his thoughts are fabrications.
Well,
but I'll let you break that to him. So,
yeah, that's a lot to take in right now.
Well, there's more, but we should probably sit down and maybe talk it over a little.
Yeah, that's a difficult subject to broach, as they would say. I'm gonna have to sit down and think for a bit.
As well. And she'll look over her shoulder, sort of at you, Resh. You can see that they're talking about you. You can maybe pick out words here and there. It's just, you know him best. I don't know how you would go on this. I don't want to break this kind of news to somebody else, but anyway.
Oh. Yeah. Sokka will kind of wander off and sit down on the floor, kind of up against the wall. Eyes kind of just closed down a little bit, but definitely like his brain is running. All his all systems are firing, all pistons up as he's thinking.
Okay, sorry, I am back.
No worries. That actually might work out well since you don't know what they were talking about now.
Oh, perfect.
She'll come over and sit down next to you, Teach, as well. Like, all right. There's a wealth of information we could go over, and we don't have time to do all that tonight, Teach, but these robots that you guys have seen of my mother, she says they are a product of Creodyne Systems as well. As everybody knows, artificial intelligence is against the law. Creodyne has found a loophole in these laws, or they have enough money, enough power to rewrite and do what they want regardless. What they've created is a single intelligence. It's a person. It is somebody quite knowledgeable that's as acting as a central mainframe or as a central server. All of these Janets, and there's others that are robots as well, just people on the streets you might pass. It's hard to say. They're all connected to this one central brain within Creodyne. Once I realized what was happening and what they were doing, they're creating essentially a city, a population of robots and people who look and act and seem to be as real as you and I, but they're not. They're all connected to one central mainframe, one central artificial intelligence of the consciousness of a person who's alive. I understand this is difficult to explain. It says the reason behind it is both military, because they can, I'm sure you've seen them fight, and simple population. The politics are up in the air. The voting for the Lord of Freeport is going to be going on in 2 months' time. Darren Freeman needs the votes, and as a shareholder of Creodyne, he's creating people who will vote to ensure he gets into office.
Talk about rigging an election. That's like even worse than jacking up some voting machine. They're just making voting machines.
Says, well, that, and anytime the new robots hit the line, most of them there's only one. I mean, you might notice you might pass the same one here and there and different things, but there's not besides these Janets, but I believe they were using them on you to get to me. But most of the people that they mimic are gone. So, my friend Trevor, my boss at the office, called in sick one day. A couple of days later, when he showed up back to work, I noticed something was a little bit off. I believe he was one. My mother, she left, and now there's ones of her. It's as if they're replacing the people that die, that are gone, that leave, with copies, robots, AIs of themselves. This entire city could be Darren's to run.
This politics is all fascinating and interesting, but can we maybe discuss what the hell you know about why they are clones of me sitting in some burned out basement?
Oh man, Rish. Like, you know, man, we's friends. Like, we've been tight for like a good time. All I got to say is, man, use like a real person. I don't give a shit what they say about unplugging and this and whatnot, but like, man, and Socket kind of eyes kind of water up a little bit. He looks up and, man, she said they got some kind of files that you's just been made of like somebody that just ain't even been around for a long time. That like you guys, like you and some others kind of went rogue and used your own people. But like, oh man. And Socket kind of rushes up to try and give Resh a big ol' hug. I don't know how to say this, man, but she says Yous is like one of them. But Yous is my friend, and I can't believe this shit.
It's gonna look at Thea like, what the hell is he trying to explain to me?
So, Teach, do you got any power on your comms? Or you can take it. We just need to access the net for just a moment.
Yeah, there's some battery left, I think. He'll take it out and give it a slap.
This is at least put a few security measures on there, but look up the name Devlin Scarbelly. Be quick about it. We don't want this traced.
Beep, 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 beep.
Bring it up. As this man's picture pops up on your phone, you can see it was an old military leader for Freeport, roughly about 200 years ago. Looks exactly like Resh, down to the scars, to the, besides anything past couple years, but the basic thing, maybe just have like a big scar on your forehead, Resh or something. But it matches up, symmetrical to Resh. She says, that is the man that they took the DNA from. That is the man that they cloned to create what they are basically calling stalkers. It says it's Creodine's personal army. She sort of looks at you, Resh, and she says, I don't know how else to explain it. She says, you're a clone. All those memories that you have as a child, your parents, your training, loved ones, it's all been implanted.
You know what ain't been implanted, though? Your time on the deck art. You one of us. You ain't one of them.
Can you give me a cold roll, Resh? So basically, you should have just the one pip in cold moment. So just a 1d8, but it's going to be at a -3. So basically, a 1, 2, or a 3. And you've got to mark another circle.
Got a 4.
All right. Just sort of just stare at you for the moment. I'm sorry. I can access the files when we have time. I can show you the pictures that I took of the warehouse. I'm happy. I'd help if I can, she says, but I don't know what else to tell you.
I'm just going to stay silent, just trying to soak all this in. I don't know what to ask at this point.
This is, you will likely find that the Creatine barracks off station, they have it on an asteroid on the outer limits. It's going to be full of copies of you. There's others as well. There's a few other people that they were able to extract the DNA and make a copy and do, but between yourselves and the false AIs, the people, the robots, this is Creodine Stretch and the mother corporations. I don't know how far they've gone. So, besides that, the yellow suits have most of the shares. I don't know. I wish I knew what they were up to, what it is they wanted, what's exactly going on, but I don't. Besides that, it's as if they're created a new world order.
Who else would know what I would know about whatever's going on?
Says, Dragon was able to help me hack into quite a few systems. We got a good chunk of information that are on his servers, but he came up missing a couple days later before we could really dig through and do anything. Like I said, they said he was sent to a dung ship. I can pretty much guarantee that they just killed him, and they just use that as a coverage. Nobody's going to go check the dung ships for him anyway, so it's as good as dead. Trevor, my old boss, he has most of the files. I was writing a report on this for the news, for the paper. He said I was in too deep as it was, but I just wouldn't listen. Again, that would be on my office files at work or on his files. I'm sure some few other people might hear there. Clax, I don't know where he is. I was able to share a lot of information with him. Odds are he's gone too.
So just about everybody who knows about this is dead.
Creedine mops up their mess quickly. I mean, look at that entire outbreak off on the asteroid mines. That one medical lady, and I'm sure she didn't do what they said, but she got the blame along with a few others of basically killing everybody on the base.
Wait.
You talk about Doc?
So, I don't remember her name. Dr. Jade.
Jade?
That's, yeah, it was all over the news. But that was a Creodine base for, well, apparently they were supposedly mining the core for calcium nitrates as well as other materials and elements. Said the outbreak hit and that doctor took the fall.
You got the proof of this? Because, like, Doc Hall, she gonna be pissed. She gonna use that fancy new leg of hers to kick the shit out of all kinds of people. I tell you what.
Do you know her?
Yeah, we dropped her off. We dropped her off. She part of the crew right now. That house we blew up, or that blew itself up, she kind of left a leg in there.
Says, well, I hope you dropped her off with somebody she can trust.
I do too.
Says, I don't even know how she got back here. Usually Creodine's quick to clean up their mess. I know she took the fall and she was on the news. Maybe they just used her for a scapegoat and figured somebody else would pick her off.
Oh, that ain't happening. That ain't happening now. Oh.
Says, but then again, us small folk, I mean, what are we going to do anyway? Says, to be honest, fellas, I was just looking to get the hell off this station and try to go somewhere. I don't.
What you mean? What us small folk gonna do? You ever got your head buried up into an engine before? See, this is T1683 coupling. Like, now it's only about 2 millimeters, but if that coupling goes, that whole goddamn engine ain't doing shit. And that's just a tiny little thing. You picking this up right here? Tiny little thing. Whole goddamn system blows. What you think about that?
Do you have a plan? Because I sure as hell don't.
No, I was just comparing like little things to big things. Like just, you know, like ain't got a plan, but I got hope.
Well,
I ain't never done nothing this big ever before in my life.
Jesus. I don't really know what else to do.
But check this. We got us a Resh. And he's the man. He's a real man. Don't like go talking about no copy nothing. They a copy of him. We got us a Teach. That's a hot dog on a computer. We got us a Doc, who is just another genuine person who got chomped on and screwed over by this. And we got us a you. Same situation. That's starting to sound like a thing to me.
Very optimistic, Socket.
Yeah, there ain't nothing that can't be put back together.
If we could come up with something, I'm happy to help. There's nobody I'd like to bring down more than these assholes, but since we're against a corporation, multi-trillion-dollar corporation, and I got 82 credits in my name. Since my computers are fried, I have no power. Your doc is missing a leg. And the rest of you don't look like you're looking the best right now. And odds are somebody's going to be here within the next few hours to smoke us out.
Then maybe we ought to get you some power so we can smoke them asses first. One little thing at a time. Take an engine apart, you do it one piece at a time. What you guys think about that? Teach, Resh, what you think about that?
Do you look over at you, Teach? It might be your chance to show you actually know what the hell you're doing on one of those systems.
You're forgetting who taught you everything you know.
So I've heard. But you're getting pretty old now. I mean, you're probably not up with the new lingo.
I'm a quick learner. And to be honest, I'm starting to get pissed at all this.
Says, well, then we need to at least make a plan and figure out what we're doing. Because right now we have nothing. Says, Teach and I could probably get into their systems if we had the power and the resources to do so. But what from there you want us to do? Says, well,
Let's get as much information as we can at the moment from inside their systems. And then maybe we can rig something up in this place so that when they come looking, because they will come looking, we can take a couple of them out while we skedaddle, find somewhere to hunker down and go through what we've found. And then we can find a plan of attack.
it's all right. So there's one thing that I was curious about when I was doing a bit of research. One of the false creed I made is that all of these false AIs, these mom robots and the rest, as I was telling your friend here, they're all connected to one server system. What they have done is take a brain, a very, very large brain. I don't exactly know what it is. They simply referred to it as a Xeno brain. But what they've done is created this brain, and they've connected all of the networks to it. It is acting as one main power source, as a server for everything. Everything is linked through as one hive mind. If we want to get into these systems, Teach, and we need to break through, we're going to be competing with not an electrical computer. We're not going to be competing with just networks and security measures. We're going to be dealing with a tangible being. So, she says, I have no idea what to expect with that. But if they're all linked together, then perhaps shutting down that one mainframe, that one server, will shut them down.
That's that small piece right there.
Yeah,
That one small piece.
We can't just shut down the server. We need to destroy it. It's no good if they can put it back up again. And I really don't trust trying to upload some kind of virus in there Because if there's all these things running around connected to it, who knows what that could do?
Well, what if we just bring it down long enough for... She'll look over at you, Resh. Maybe him to take a shot.
It could work.
Just thinking out loud, but she'll look at you, Resh, and do you ever hear voices? Other people talking to you?
I'm just going to completely ignore her question and just look at her. How old am? If what you're saying is true, how old are these clones? How old was he when they started making these clones?
Furthest I went back was 5 years. They had an initial batch of 114 of them, or 117, sorry, 117 of them. 14 went rogue. Other ones turned a putty. Other ones went crazy. Some of them just became mush. So, like I said, the 14 went rogue. My guess is you're one of those. I have no way to tell. She says, I don't even know what happened to them. So at oldest, 5 years, maybe?
So there are up to 13 other 5-year-old me's out there.
That's a strange way to say it, but yes, it's not counting however many hundreds, thousands, or more, hundreds of thousands maybe they have Creodine has created.
There's just the one you, man.
It's gonna chuckle a little nervously to myself like this. It's just bullshit. Whatever. What's our next move?
Well, we got to get them, one of them generators get some power here. D says they got a warehouse. Maybe you and I take a run down there and we get this shit we need so I could jump some juice up in here.
She'll look, you can see she has just a basic hand clock on the wall. If they were tracking us, they're probably going to be here within, 2 hours at most each. I mean, it takes no time for her to do it, but they're going to be bringing an army. So first step would be to get these computers up online. If you can do that, then Teach and I can probably get into the systems. And then we'll have to decide what to do from there, but we need power to do anything. It says it's either that or we get the hell out of here. But I can't. Everything we need to do, everything is right here. So just tearing all this down to take it with us is going to take forever. But it's your call. I'll glad to help. I'd like nothing more than to see these assholes go down, or at least make their lives more miserable, if anything. So.
What about Claxy's place? If he's missing, no one's using his equipment.
I don't have a slightest clue where that asshole even lived. As far as I know, he lived down at the Z81, but I mean...
Shit.
Says he was more secretive than even I was, or anybody else. Hell, I know more about Dragon than I do him. I was just teaching the kid the ropes, and I think he knew a lot more than he ever let on, but... What about back at your ship? Do you got everything set up, Teach? We get that all running?
Yeah, there's a bit of a problem with that.
Yeah, she kind of missing the front end. We was heading off to Darmy when we got hit by some black ships. Had to get towed back.
She's also probably an impound at this point.
Yeah, they probably watching that.
All right. Says, well, back at my house, I have everything set up as well on my main computer systems.
No, you don't.
And why is that?
A couple of things may have got fried.
Is that right? I'm not even going to ask. You're looking at pretty much our only solution right here, then.
So let's juice this baby up. You with me there, Resh?
Why the hell not? Let's do it.
You know I trust you, man. We's friends in all this.
All right. You guys are going to need to get to power. If you head down to the warehouse, there's multiple generators, there's cores. I mean, it's basically like a spare ships building. You should be able to find whatever you need to at least get the power up to these things running. We don't need anything more than a basic, 228 generator. You can build something up like that and somehow keep these things cool socket, then that's all we need for that. I'll be able to have everything else. We do need a new clock drive. She'll look over at you, Teach. Say, my main computer is completely fried from the surge. We're going to need a clock drive from somewhere that's strong enough to hold up to their systems and process them fast enough for us to even keep up with what's essentially a brain. The only place I can think of to get one of those is probably down at one of the main shops. Do you remember a man named Zion down the street from the Z81? Used to look like a little ramshackle of a building. Always had spare parts sitting outside there. It's been quite a while since I spoke with him, but if anybody, he'd probably have the shit you need.
It's worth a try. Fucking cat. Ow. Sorry,
Yeah.
the cat just slid off my lap, put his claws right into my leg.
Nice. Yeah, we can take like a quick 5-minute break. What time is it? 1. So yeah, do like a 5-minute break, and then we'll kick off the other little bit till about 2. That works for everybody.
Sounds good.
Yeah, cool. All right, be right back.
Sure. Are you there, Chicks?
Yep.
One thing Teach would notice. So from Dee's diary there, and she mentioned that she had that missing lack of time and everything for about 5 years.
Yeah.
You would have known her during that time. So between those 6 and 5 years where she was presumably gone or she don't remember or whatever the case is, you worked with her during those times and everything like that. You guess she was probably about 18. When you see her now, she still looks exactly the same she was then. It's as if she hasn't aged. So if you had to guess, looking now, she looks like she did 6 years ago. And then that whole time frame that she does not remember, you probably still worked with her or did things or this and that, but yeah.
Yeah, but she doesn't remember that. Okay.
At least comparable to her diary, anyway. You would also know that when people are in stasis on ships in cryo chambers and whatnot, they do not age. So somebody could be in there for 100 years and come out and be exactly the same age they went back in at. All right, everybody back?
Yep.
I'm here.
All right.
So many holy shit moments.
It's funny because I was just talking to Chris the other day too, and we were talking about like game prep and stuff. I'm like, I've been on the same game prep for like the past 3 sessions because you guys totally basically went from the beginning of the module to the end of the module, and you're circling back now to the front to the end to actually go through the middle.
Our bad.
It was kind of like a big plot dump in the middle, and just starting to clink everything. But anyway,
just try to keep you on your toes.
Yeah. Yeah, Dee will just sort of sit in her chair, making notes on a pad of paper and thinking. She's writing down different server information. She's going to be making a list of different things that she's going to need for the computers and stuff. It's like, well, there's no time like the present, she says. If Rush and Sokka, if you two can at least get the equipment you need from the warehouse, Teach and I, we can go see Xeon and perhaps get the equipment we need for the computers. She sort of look over at her mom, who's been quiet this whole time, sort of sitting in the chair. Looks like she's just completely lost on what the hell's going on. She's like, just stay here, Mom. It'll be safe. They can't get into these bunkers without some insane firepower, at least for a while. You'll be safer here than out on the streets with us. It'll take us... You guys should be back within like a half hour, 45 minutes, right? Says the building's about 3 blocks over.
Yeah, everything goes straight. We'll be back right quick.
Did you guys get here by vehicle?
Yeah.
Well, in that case, Teach, if you want to go with me, we can drive over to Zion's place and get the equipment we need. We could be back within a half hour as well.
Doesn't.
Let's do this thing then. Yeah. You with me, Rush?
Hey, before we go out, can we maybe address the fact that we were attacked by 2 tiny lizardmen ninjas? We kind of glossed over that point in all the excitement.
Yeah.
He says, I've seen them when they were out there, but that would be new information for me. I have not had any familiarization with lizardmen ninjas.
We should maybe hide those bodies as well.
Yeah. The last time we found some of them, they kind of blew up with the house. They're kind of cleaning themselves up.
So
but I don't...
People or aliens?
That's the question of the hour. They look like monsters.
Can we keep a hold of one? Maybe when Doc gets back, she can take a look.
Yes, you certainly could, yeah.
Dump them suckers in the trunk.
I know nothing about forensics, but and autopsies. But if you guys want to throw a body in here off to the side, it can't smell any worse.
Yeah, Reg, them like them same things. The claws were smaller, but them like them same things you just shredded the hell out of back in that spot.
Well, that means that either something was following us or something knows where you are.
This is, I imagine Creedine knows where I am by now. It's just a matter of finding my exact location and getting to me. This is, I don't know what the Lizardmen ninjas would have to do with that, and I'm not familiar with any Lizardmen ninjas to begin with, but it just makes one more problem on our plate.
All right, guess just means we got to act fast.
Yeah. Like there was only the two, right? I mean, if they both dead, then they couldn't have got back to tell nobody.
I only saw the two, but guess depends how good a ninjas the lizard men were. But we've also seen they die just as easily, so I'll take my chances against these bastards.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Resh. Then
Deals.
looking back at D, told you he's solid.
Hey, I have no doubts. I'm sure he's a wonderful man and even a human being, but them's just the facts.
All right. So we doing this thing then?
I'm ready. She'll stand up and fix her belt. She has just a simple pistol that she has on her. Says, I'm not much of a person in a fight, but between Teach and I think we can get the equipment we need. We can trust Zion. I'm sure it's only a hop, skip, and a jump in the car. As long as you guys can get back here at the same time, 30 minutes. And then maybe give you another 15 to 20 minutes to set everything up, sockets. As long as we can get into there, right, we might have a chance.
All right. Now, I don't have a watch, but I always wanted to say this. Let's synchronize our watches.
I don't have a watch either, but you ready, Teach?
I'm ready to rock and roll.
So she gives you a list, socket. She'll probably sit down for a moment with you and just figure out whatever it is you need. She just needs enough power to basically get these computers up and running and a way to keep them cool while they do their work, because they're going to be doing some heavy processing and whatnot. She has a list as well for teaching her the equipment she needs. Mainly, her big thing is a clock drive for the computers. This is 3 blocks straight down the road, and she'll sort of point in the direction. It says, and then one over, you'll see the warehouse. It's the largest one's right on the dock's edge. Any further, and you'd be stepping off of orbit. This is, I don't know how the hell you're going to get in there. She says, I've already traced the place. There's no windows. There's a couple of doors. Guards are always out there, along with everything's locked up tight. From what I know, everything of all the extra ship personnel and basically everything to build ships is there in that building, all the extra components and whatnot. I'm sure they'll have a core more than powerful enough to get you up and running and something to keep us cool. I'm not an engineer, but that's your department.
Yeah, well, I ain't worried about no windows. Me and this here cutter, we make windows.
Beautiful. Well then, she'll step over, throw open the 3 deadbolts. Give her mom a hug and tell her to stay put for the time being. Janet does not look too thrilled about all of this, but she's been pretty much completely silent during all this time. And she just nods. Hurry back. I'll just stay here and be quiet. She'll throw open the door and let Resh and Socket, you guys go. We'll start with you two. You can move your way down the street. It's later night by this point. Probably even early morning. So everything is dark. There's a few street lamps here and there that sort of shine their lights down this dreary whitish color. You can hear the clanging, different voices in the distance of other people working on the docks as it echoes through all these tin cans and buildings and whatnot. You come to the edge of the street, and around the corner you can see this warehouse. It's probably the biggest one here on the side of the docks. If you had to guess, Socket, you'd fit a couple of full-sized Cavalier-style ships in this thing, and a couple of big cargo ships would easily fit in this thing. The main front of the area has 4 large overhead doors. Each one has got 2 guards at each door. It's probably about 300 feet long. Probably a good 5 stories worth of room. What do you guys do?
What you think, Resh? I don't know if we want to bother with them big old doors. Maybe we just get around the side all quiet like. Now I don't think this cutter will draw too much attention. There's a whole lot of ship noise happening.
Sounds like as good a plan as any to me.
All right. Whew. Let's do this thing. I kind of feel like one of them characters, you know, in one of them hollow waves, like you watch all the time. Whew. This is kind of like that kind of thing. I guess we'll make our way off to one of the broader sides away from the doors, or hopefully out of view of the doors.
As you come around, you can see they definitely have people on patrol. A couple pass by here and there. There's some walking the side streets. Whole place is locked down fairly good. It's not like these people are out and expect people to show up, but they definitely have guards on patrol.
All right. Is there a spot like maybe like a dumpster or something around along the side of the building, maybe?
Yeah, I'm sure, and crates and other stuff. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Gonna start cutting a hole by one of those. That hopefully, after we slip in, we can slip some of these crates or something in front of it to kind of hide that hole.
All right. How about a repairs plus quickness to see how fast you can do this?
All right. Repairs and quickness. Oh yeah, that's 8 dice with the specialties. Ooh. Oh. Hold on, this is gonna be wild. This might be really awesome. I'm sitting at 4 right now, and I get to re-roll 2 of these.
Oh, nice.
Nope, just 4.
4 still pretty damn good.
That's still awesome.
Yeah, you move along the side of this building. Just keep an eye out, Resh. You can see this bright flare of your plasma cutter as it kicks on. Not able to notice anybody coming along. Resh's Sokka quickly gets to work on this. Between a couple of these shoddy made side panels and stuff like that, you're able to tear through this thing almost in no time at all. Sokka, move a couple of dumpsters in the way and pull this panel off. As you look in, you can see this huge warehouse hangar. There's one large ship that's still hanging down from the ceiling that's being pieced together. Voices echo through this whole building, and it's basically just one huge open warehouse besides a few small little rooms here and there. There's a couple balconies on the far end that lead up to different offices and stuff that seem to overlook this whole warehouse. Conveyor belts moving between different areas, huge steel cranes that sort of hang over top. Bits and pieces, some of them hold engines and cores and other odds and ends. Basically what you'd expect from a spaceship warehouse building factory.
Oh my God. If we wasn't in a dangerous situation, I would probably just drop a nut right now. This is beautiful. There's just so many toys in here to play with. All right, but focus. All right, we need us at least a 220 Jenny. Whew. All right, let's go on in. Man, look at all this stuff. I could put the Deckard back together in no time with this.
Are you trying to be stealthy, or are you just walking in?
I'm going to try to be stealthy.
All right. I'm going to need stealth plus attention from both of you then.
Well, I didn't roll any ones. But I didn't get any successes either.
What did you get, Resh?
I got 1 success.
So you step in behind a few of these crates, around some of the side, a couple of large engine holsters and other odds and ends as you move through this building. As you come around the side of a particularly large outcrop, and it's just all different materials and pipes and tubings and cores, different things that seem to be cast off to the side. You'll notice somebody is walking down the side of this corridor rush. You see him first, and as you reach out to try and grab a hold of the socket to pull him back in, just barely kind of glance at the back of his shoulder. Saki, you step out into the hallway. You look to the left. You can see all different workers off in the distance working on some of these buildings. You turn to the right, and you see a man standing there who's looking back at you. He's got very nice black-colored sats, a yellow jacket, yellow tie, a yellow top hat. Older gentleman, probably in his 50s or so, if you had to guess. A nice, clean, white goatee. He just stops, staring at you for a moment. You on break?
Me? Yeah.
So this break time was a half hour ago. This should be docked from your pay. He says, what are you doing down here anyway? Need all the workers down on the main floor.
Yeah, I was...
What the hell do they find these damn people? I swear. Come on. Back to the floor. What's your name?
Gustavo McDonald.
Gustavo? It's a hell of a name, Gustavo. Well, I'll have a write-up form for you this afternoon. You'll be sure to sign that. Consider this to be docked from your pay for every half hour. You're at least a half hour over your break time. That'll be almost 2 hours off your dock time. Understood? We don't have time. We need to chop with this. No words. Just let's go. Sort of grab you by the arm and start pulling you down the corridor. He does not notice you, though, Resh.
Oh, shit.
How?
I don't put it in... Sorry, go ahead.
Just based on like what's the word? I don't know, just like the layout of everything. Is it reasonable for me to be able to like follow behind them and not be noticed, or be able to like duck into cover really quickly?
Yeah, along the side of the building, they have all sorts of crates and extra materials and vehicle parts and whatnot all the way down through. So as long as you kept hiding in between everything, you could probably follow them down without any sort of problem. I'll need another stealth plus, I'm going to say quickness to keep up because he's hustling right along.
Okay, my quickness is not so great. All right. Oh, I botched it.
Beautiful. With that, then, we will swing over to Teach and D. She'll lead you out of this. She quickly turns around. You can hear the slamming of these deadbolts as Janet inside locks these deadbolts down. She'll look over at you and say, well, It's been a hell of a time, Teach. It's good seeing you again, but I suggest we get our asses moving. Hopefully you move faster than you used to. Hopefully you know your way around a computer a bit better as well, because we're going to be in for a nightmare here.
My skills are sharp. No, I'll make that sharper than they ever were.
Better hope so. I just still have no clue how to drive a vehicle. Hopefully you do.
I just assumed you did.
I don't have no time to ever learn to drive a vehicle. Oh, we can take it for a spin anyway. All you gotta do is push the pedal and go, right? She'll open up the door, hop into the driver's seat, flip down the little window that socket probably stuck the keys under. Put that in the ignition and hit the gas. Are you getting in or what?
Reluctantly.
All right. It's a bit of a jerky ride. You can see she clearly doesn't know how to drive very well. Now, actually, I'm going to give her a drive check.
Does there happen to be a brown paper bag in the glove compartment I can throw up in?
There is not. The whole idea of speed limits, she doesn't seem to have any comprehension of, or what side of the road to drive on very well, apparently, because I completely botched hers, too. So as she flies down, as you're in the passenger seat here, Teach, she grinds through the gears. You can hear everything grinding, brakes squealing. Takes a corner a little too fast quite a few times, wipes out a post office box. It's only a matter of minutes before the lights are flashing behind you as two cop cars come up behind. You look up into the rear view and the side mirror. Think we can outrun them? Should we outrun them? What should I do? Should I stop? What are we going to do if we stop?
I mean, I don't think we've got a choice.
So
I need to try and outrun them.
We can outrun them. You got this. She'll reach back, sort of behind her. She pulls out her pistol. She says, here, just, you've seen it in the movies. Hang out the window, start pepping off shots. I'll just floor it. We'll get there in a hurry. Ready? And with that, she will floor it. What do you do?
I really don't want to take a pop shot at cops.
She says, well, we got to get them off of our ass somehow. You know, this old jalopy isn't going to outrun the cop cars. I can only take the corner so fast.
Screw it. I'm going to try and shoot at least in front of the car.
All right. Teach, we'll enter initiative for the moment. What do you plan to do, Teach?
Basically, kind of shoot the grill or shoot in front to at least try and get them to swerve. So,
all right,
that's the plan.
And she is just going to floor it. So, hey, that's a success. So you feel yourself get thrown back into the seat. This old jalopy has quite a powerful engine after all. As this thing squeals the tires and takes off, she quickly starts picking up speed, doing her best to swerve between a few vehicles here and there. Pretty sure she's just going to run over a few people, but she has eyes on the road, swerving at the last second. Behind you, one of the cop cars will veer off to the side. Looks like they're going on a separate route or something. The other one pulls up behind you, keeping up easily with you. Go ahead and take a shot.
It's normal.
Yep, shooting plus attention.
Okay, yes. 2 success.
Oh, nice. What's your damage on you?
5, 4.
4, and what's the second number?
Second number is 2.
So 6 total. Pop off a few shots. You can see part of the windshield shatters off to the side as a bullet goes through. Another one into the grill. A couple more into the grill. You can see smoke come up out a little bit. Be like, excellent shooting, Teach. Hopefully you know how to work a computer as well as you do a gun. She'll hit the corner a bit quick as she skids around the side. Give me a athletics plus brawn check.
Fuck.
You can feel the car all of a sudden just come to a slam as it stops as she hits the brakes. Just hang on.
Hang on, she says.
Should have wear your seatbelt.
Can I spend a save point?
You sure can. You might want to if you fail.
Oh, I'm going to fail. I've only got one dice to roll. Oh, no, I actually succeeded.
Nice.
Did not see that coming.
Feel her as she slams on the brakes. With that, the cop car comes up quickly behind, smashes into the back end of this thing. As you're partly hanging off the window as you're doing these pop shots, you just see this blood smear across the windshield as the cop's head smashes into the window. She'll grab you, just pulling you out of the driver's seat, and say, come on. If they stop us, then we're shit out of the creek. They're probably done in with Creadine and Darren as it is already. He pretty much has the entire police force under. Says we just got to make a run for a couple blocks. And she'll take off running down the street.
I will do my best to keep up.
Right. A couple alleys around a corner, and you come to the back side of the Z81. Well, what's left of it, because most of the building has been burnt down at this point. You can see a few people here and there scattered about, still looking at the smoldering remains. Across on the other side, you would be on the back side of the building, so looking across most of the burnt building on the other side, you see Dash and Janet both staring back across at you. Dash will quickly sort of wave his hand, be like, yo, man, what's up? And just sort of takes off running. Janet's like, excellent. Have you guys found anything about D? They'll come running around the corner. If you look over, D is not beside you.
If I look about, can I see?
Give me a
Where the hell should I get away?
search plus attention.
Search and attention. No successes.
Yeah, look around. You have no. She was here just a moment ago, but you do not see her now. Dash and Janet will be coming walking down like the side of the building or whatever. It's still smoldering. Come up here like, hey man, where's the doc?
Yeah, I'm not hanging around.
We had a bit of a deal about that. Hey, where are you going? Teach.
See ya.
Are you running?
I'm running.
All right, they're running behind you too then. Look over your shoulder as you cross down a couple of buildings. Up ahead, as you make down like 3 or 4 buildings, you can see D just turn the corner on the back side of what she was calling Zion's shop. You'd be familiar with it. But you see her turn the corner. Look over your shoulder. You can see Janet is on a full-on run, quickly catching up speed, as well as Dash as they're behind you. You can see this glowing blue bulb in Dash's hand and a pistol that Janet is taking out of a holster behind her.
Yeah. I'm going to run in the opposite direction that D went.
Okay.
I'm going to veer off in the opposite direction and try and... Are there pedestrians about?
Yes.
Yeah, zigzagging through the crowd then.
And try to lose them.
At least try and put innocent bystanders in the way of me getting my arse handed to me.
All right. Give me... let's do quickness and... Hey, trying to blend in, so do stealth and quickness.
Stealth and quickness, okay. Oh.
And I'll do it compared to theirs.
2 success, explodes. 2 success.
All right. Dash only got 1, so and Janet's 2 successes as well, but 1 is an 8, so it could explode. But it does not. Blend into this crowd. You can see Dash just completely stop behind in the distance as he looks around. Janet seems to be quickly tailing you. She looks around, looks like she doesn't know exactly where you are, but she's around about in the area, looking through people, grabs a couple people and turns them around that sort of dressed like you and stuff. She has not noticed you, but she's definitely close by looking. You will see D as well off into the distance. She goes in through a side door into this building. And with that, we will swap back over to Socket and Resh. This old man in the yellow suit pulls you along, Socket. You'll notice his skin, his face looks normal, but this hand that he has a hold of you with, sort of jaundiced, looks very dry, a little bit scaly, you could even say. As he has a grip on you, as he pulls you down. Off to the side as you're keeping close watch and moving between the crates and this and that. Resh, you'll see this old man stop for a second. And he looks over at you, Socket. Says, who do you work under?
The foreman. We's doing basic ship maintenance, or not maintenance, basic ship internal systems, doors, electrical panels. I've been here. This is my 5th day. I'm terrible with names. He's the tall fellow, kind of slender. He got them glasses. He always pushing up all day, pushing them up, pushing them up.
Give me a fast talk and clout.
Ooh, this might be the worst roll ever. I got 2 dice. Hey, I got 1 success.
Nice.
The 1 and a 7.
So as you look at this, he's looking back. Probably Darren.
Yeah.
He'll turn to take a step, and then you just hear this clattering as one of these exhaust pipes hits the floor and clatters across. A couple more pipes fall over. He'll turn his head slowly over to the side, as you do as well, Socket, to see Resh standing there as he knocked over a pile of exhaust and looks to be some sort of cooling pipes or something.
Hey, you only need to pick them up one at a time. Can you believe this guy? They're just sometimes clumsy folk. Hey, so anyway, what I was looking for when you stopped me, need a generator to power the 3rd level door into the cargo bays.
He'll sort of look over at you, look back at Resh. I imagine you got your gun with you, Resh, so like, and you must be one of the guardsmen. And I'm assuming you just went on break as well with this asshole.
Yeah, it's a full-time job. Just keep an eye on this one.
Mm-hmm. How about you escort him further down the block? Actually, no, better yet, I'll walk with you both. Let's go. He'll sort of wave you along. He says, and who do you work under? What's your name? He says, wait a minute. Look at you for a moment. He says, huh. I didn't realize Creodine put some of the clones onto the guard duty. When did you start working?
I get visibly tense for a brief second. 2 weeks ago, sir.
Give me a cool check. So just whatever number of pips you have in cool times 2. How many dice?
I got 4 successes.
Oh, nice. Stares at you for a few moments. Said, I thought all of you were sent off to the bunker base. Well, hopefully you're better than the last batch in any case. A bunch of failures as far as I'm concerned.
I'm definitely the prettiest version yet.
Says, why don't you go ahead and escort this man back down to Darren Foreman's blank side. Further down the block there should be Sector 4. So let's get him back to work. If he gets out of line or whatever, just shoot him.
Aye, aye, sir.
That he'll turn and start walking back towards some of the offices. He'll look over his shoulder a few times in your general direction to make sure you're going.
Socket is just kind of jaw hanging open. just kind of looking like, what the hell just happened? Kind of a look on his face.
You can see this building is split out sort of in a grid section. These big, huge signs hanging above. It looks like you're in Sector 4 or 3 at the moment. 4, it's just the next block down. Most of the people down there seem to be working on what looks to be some sort of exhaust frame for a ship or something quite large. A good dozen men or so. You'll see one man who's standing off to the side, black pants, a yellow jacket, yellow tie, yellow top hat, much younger than the others. You can see his hands are pretty bit greased up, and he has some grease on his clothing as well. But he'll snap his head over in your direction. You must be the new recruit. You're late.
Going to Sector 4.
Yep. Well, we need to get these whole systems lined up. You can do some welding. There's other gears over there. Make sure you wear a helmet. We don't want you going blind. We need this entire line welded up. And he'll run his finger down these huge exhaust lines. You can see a couple of people working at them already as well. This needs to be done by morning because this ship needs to be getting out of here. Mr. Carlisle will be through shortly.
Oh, yeah, of course. You want me to do this instead of reporting down to Sector 4?
Yep, get to work.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And kind of glance back at Rush and then start walking over towards one of the welding helmets.
This other guy will look over at you, Rush. He says, perfect timing. I have a few things that need to be taken care of. Want to come with me for just a moment?
Yes, sir.
He'll wait for you to get up beside him and then start walking blind, leaving Socket. There's another good dozen or men so that are working on this stuff with you. All of them look just completely exhausted, like they've been working for hours. This man will put his hands behind his back. You can hear the heavy soles of his feet clack on the cement floors as he walks beside you, Rush. Says, had a bit of an outbreak this morning. We got 3 junkies in the back. All I need you to do is put a couple bullets in the brain, dump the bodies out in the dumpsters. You don't need anything getting out, okay?
Yes, sir. I'll get right on that.
Walk down and come to a door. Takes out his pad of keys that he has, flips through them for a few moments, unlocks the door, opens it up. You see inside a man and 2 women are sitting in chairs. Their hands are cuffed behind their back. They look like they've been beaten pretty bad. He says, yeah, do whatever you need to do with them. Like I said, just throw them. Actually, you can just throw them off orbit and just get rid of the bodies. We don't need anything lingering around here. We've already written them off, so you're all good. He'll give you a smack on the back and head back over to where he was working before.
So how visible am I to everybody else besides these 3 people? Or is it like just
Nope, it's in a side room that's just completely closed off, no windows or anything, kind of like a cell chamber almost. So I mean, as soon as you step in there, then there's another door leading out, but that's it.
okay? I'll draw my pistol and point it at them and be like, "Who are you? What are you doing here?"
Both women just remain completely silent. You can see the tear-streaked face, dirt and grime. The man will stare at you for a moment. So we work here. Hurry up, just get it over with.
Okay,
So I'd rather be dead than work here anyway.
all right. What'd you do to get in this spot then?
So a half hour coming back from lunch.
Half hour late coming back to lunch, and now I'm supposed to be executing you.
Oh, man.
Hours of pay over it.
What do you want me to say?
Well, you're about to die anyways. Doesn't much matter, but maybe it doesn't have to be that way. You give me some info, maybe.
I don't have any money. Took what I had for fines and leeways.
I just want info. You just gotta talk, my friend. I'll lower my gun at this point. Some kind of a gesture of being less inclined to shoot.
What do you mean? This is. I thought you were going to kill me.
Yeah, well, seem to have changed my mind. So, first off, what did you three do to get put in this position?
This is. I don't know what they did. This is. All I did was steal a candy bar from the vending machine.
And you find ladies?
They all looked to one another. Back. We just told them boss what we thought of him. She might have kicked him in the balls or something, but you're not going to kill us, are you? We just work here. I got 2 kids at home. I'm trying to make a living. This wasn't the best place to be. I know. And
Okay. You're good. I'm not gonna shoot you. Yeah. Tell me what I need to know.
I don't know any. All we do is work in the plant. We tried to follow the rules, but it doesn't matter what you do. Every time you turn around, you're doing something wrong, and it seems like there's new employees every single day. The turnover rate, half of them are probably dead. It seems like they don't want anybody knowing what's going on here.
Right. Well, I'm looking for something. Maybe you can direct me and my associate to it.
Okay.
And it is sorry, I'm in the late stages of preparation. What are we looking for again?
Like a generator or cores or something for power.
We're looking for a power generator. And we need something with a whole lot of juice in it. Where do you get one of those? And how can we get it out of here?
They'll both sort of look over at this guy. You say, I just delivered a core this morning. Big enough to get most any basic little Corvette type ship off the ground. Enough juice to power a house by far. This is the truck's still out back. You let us go, and I'll drive you wherever you need to go. It hasn't even been unloaded. That was my job that I was late for.
Sounds like a deal for me. Might have to get a buddy of mine out of here on the way, though, if that works for you.
If you can undo our cuffs and get us out of here, then I'll do whatever I can to help you. Just I don't want to know why or what you need or keep me out of it. I just want to leave.
All right. And ladies, anything you can provide? I'll stop and nothing like that, though.
No, look. I don't really know. We were just basic housekeeping and painting. I clean your house.
Well, all right. No. Don't know how much good you're going to be. Tell you what. I'm just going to stop me for a second. I'm going to take out my pistol and just fire 3 shots into the ground in front of them. Make it sound like I'm actually shooting something. And you 2 go run. Make sure nobody sees you. Get out of here. And you and me, point the guy. I think we're going for a ride.
As soon as you get the cuffs off these girls, they'll just take off the back doors. You see they just running across the parking lot just to basically get the hell out of there. The guy on the nod says, I'll pull the truck right up out here. I still have all of my permits and everything, and I probably didn't expect me to get out of here. I can go get it right now. If you can meet me back here in 3 minutes, I'll be ready.
Sounds like a plan.
And with that, he will run out the door as well. As you step back outside, you can see the guy that brought you over here back at his position, watching Socket and the others work. Every now and then he'll go over and smack one of them across the head or yell at them or kick them and do whatever he needs to do to get these people working. He'll come next to you, Socket. Seems to look over everything. Nods of satisfaction as he moves on to the next guy. Not down the line.
All right. When he steps away, obviously welding helmet's down. I'm gonna click on the comms unit. Hey, Resh, where'd they send you off to? You okay, man?
Oh, I'm good. They just sent me to do some, routine executions. But,
What?
Where do we need?
Oh, you got it?
Yeah,
You found a core?
yeah. Crazy easy. I don't know what's taking you so long.
This guy's a slave driver. I mean, this is probably like the best job somebody could ever ask for. But this guy is nuts. I seen him smack a couple people, and their welds weren't even that bad.
Well, I just don't think you're working fast enough. See, how many generators have you found?
All right. Yeah, I guess I deserve that one. Hey, you didn't happen to find a cooling unit, did you?
Did I?
No, he just has a core.
All right. So, cooling unit. All right. I'm on it. And I guess I'm gonna look around to see if I can see if there's a section possibly visible where they're working on any of the engine systems, someplace that might be more apt to have any cooling systems close at hand.
Oh yeah, for sure. Not too far
I mean,
away, probably.
Yeah, we're working exhaust port, so all right, yeah, I'm gonna take another peek over to see where the foreman's at.
Look over to the side, and you can see the black pants. Look up as he's looking down at you. He's, making phone calls.
I was
realize that's like his protocol. Last night,
not
the phone call we just had put in the office over there.
Well, I was just turning on some tunes. It helps me build faster.
I don't hear no music.
It's just, you want me to turn it up? I didn't want it to be too loud to disrupt anybody. It helps me weld better. Like, you see this nice bead right here? That's some tunes.
He'll reach down, grab your wrist. Impossibly strong, much stronger than what the other guy seemed to be or whatever. And sort of just lift it up to look at your comms unit. Just pushes a few buttons. Says, I don't hear any singing.
I turned the volume up. Yeah, of course there's music here. Listen, this is a nice a cappella piece. Oh shit.
Yeah. Stares at you for a moment with this hard glance and looks up as you step out of this room. Rash locks eyes with you for a moment. He's like, hey, asshole, got another one. Want to take him out back and shoot him as well?
Oh, you have no idea, sir.
Just grab a hold of your helmet, kind of pulls it off of your socket, tosses it to the ground. Quickly does a little type into his own little comms pad as he starts pulling you across and just shoves you over to socket. Says, shoot him in the kneecaps first, at least. Says, I think he was stealing information.
Absolutely, sir. Happy to oblige.
And once again, he will turn and start walking over. See the first person in line looks up, even for just a moment, as this guy starts to yell at him as well, reaches down, grabbing this welder, just draws a line down this guy's arm. What do you guys do?
I tell him, I kind of look up at Resh, go, you could have just sang into the comm real quick. But there's some cooling units down that way. Do you think you could walk me over there to shoot me?
Yeah, that works. I'll be there.
All right, I guess put my hands behind my back to look the part.
I'll aggressively nudge him on and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, I guess I'll lead that way, and hopefully we can get there.
Give me just a quickness roll, both of you.
Okay.
Actually, cool. Do cool.
Cool. Oop. No ones, but no successes.
All right.
And I got 2 successes.
Oh shit! Yeah.
So, I can see you nervously sweat a little bit, and notice other people seem to be looking your direction. A couple other these yellow suit people as well. Watches. Resh leads you down this hallway or side area with all these other engine pieces and whatnot. Cool enough to stay calm under the situation. So you look more the part with your nervous glances and nervous attitude, Socket. But as you move down through, you can see entire cooling units. All of them are for mostly bigger ships, but there's a nice Corvette-sized ones, a few for more sedan-style ships, and something that should be able to get that whole bunker cooled down quite nicely.
That one right there. How big is it?
A smaller one would be like a large AC unit. But I mean, probably a good 80, 85 pounds. Decent sized.
Right. I kind of take a quick glance around to see if too many people are looking, because I think I'm going to make a grab for it.
Not really, because if they happen to deviate from their jobs, they get in trouble. So no, nobody's really paying too much attention. Heads down and
yeah, I'm gonna grab one and turn towards some side door and hope it's the right one. This right here will work just fine. We gotta get out of here. Where's that? Where you got that power source at?
That's gonna be meet me in the back in about 60 seconds.
Oh man, that's fantastic, dude. We gotta be the 2 luckiest sons of bitches that ever had some luck.
grab this thing and start to move. Give me a stealth plus brawn check, Socket.
Ooh. Yeah. Hey, 1 success.
All right. As you sort of walk beside him, Rash, you're able to shield him for the most part of anybody really noticing too much. As he lifts this thing up, hustling as quick as he can, staying behind you, you can reach over to this other side room that you were at and out the back door without a problem. You step out. You can hear the rumbling of this large delivery truck. The man who you helped let free sitting in the driver's seat sort of slumped forward a little bit. And as you come up to the cab of this thing, you can definitely see the back end has this large power core on it. Get everything running, but you look inside and see this guy's head has just exploded across the windshield. Over on the other side, Teach, you can hear your comms going off like crazy. As you look down, you see these messages coming through. It's just jarbled at the moment. Different numbers, different letters, several different ones. You get a bunch of emoji type things. And the last text that comes through after all of this mishmash of everything is help. And we will stop there for the night, if that's cool.
Yeah, all right.
Whew, man.
So, all right, let me stop this broadcast.